to have a fucking comfortable flight. That child has been crying for 40 minutes.
Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today, although the "So is the baby" video has gone viral and is trending on multiple social media platforms, I wanted to bring it here to my channel as a mother who has traveled international travels multiple times, different locations with 2 young children. And I wanted to just go over how heartbreaking it is to hear a grown man talk in this manner about a baby. And again, as a mother, that wasn't really, I would say that was a toddler. But I have a story time, so stay tuned. I will share my story time at the end of this video. I'm going to insert the rest of the video so you can see how a grown man responds to a baby crying. And let's be honest, who really enjoys sitting in that echo chamber?
Lower that, and you can't put your fucking finger in my face like that. Calm the child down, please. I had headphones on, I was sleeping. Why is the baby yelling? I'm not screaming. You want me to scream? You want me to scream? I'll fucking scream. Please stop the baby. Please. Bro, please. If that child was a black baby, what the fuck would be happening right now? Yo, I know you're not going there. You're not going there. I'm fucking going there. We're not in Florida yet. You can't do what the fuck you feel like. Fuck. I was asleep the whole time. You haven't served me anything. Now,
I try to keep my calm, but if I wasn't on this plane, I
because
would.
there's a child crying on the flight, non-fucking stop. Okay. That's what's
Who's
happening.
worse, a baby or a grown ass man?
Can you lower that voice?
That's pretty bad.
No, let's not. No. Let's be rational. Hold on. You want to be rational? No. Don't tell me what the fuck I need to do. Let's be rational. We are in a fucking tin can with a baby in a goddamn echo chamber, and you want to talk to me about being fucking okay?
Okay, because you're yelling.
So is the baby.
Okay, so you're a man.
Did that motherfucker pay extra to yell?
Okay.
No.
So,
Shut up. Fuck you and shut up.
no.
I don't give a fuck. You were sitting there watching that motherfucking baby cry for 45 something minutes. That shit didn't have nothing to do with nothing.
Okay.
Fuck, lower that baby's voice.
Okay. I think
Grown ass man.
it's out there. What happened? I'm sorry, y'all.
Fuck, arrest me.
I'm sorry.
I'm tripping. Fuck
It's a
that.
baby.
I know.
It's a baby.
They put cuffs on that kid. I'm good for going to jail.
No, I know how to put no stuff on the child.
Fuck, the kid is
It's
the
a
same.
child.
The
You're
kid
a grown
made.
man.
Yes, you are motherfucking right because nobody was going to do
Talk to
something.
somebody in court.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll tell
Okay,
you
the
to
baby
whatever the
won't
fuck
be
I
talking.
want.
You have somebody be talking good about it.
Good. No good, no fucking problem. I know an attorney just like you, motherfucker. I got rights. Now we work it the fuck out. We had to go through all of that. It's worked out now.
Heading to Orlando now. He's refusing to get off the plane. So now we're all getting deplaned.
If you had said anything, we wouldn't be sitting on this motherfucking flight with a kid crying for 45 minutes. It wasn't crying for 45 minutes. Bullshit.
It was at this moment that she realized he's not going to stop, and that trip that they had planned, for whatever reason it was, wasn't going to go exactly as planned.
He tried to plead his case that he had a right to yell because there was 2 adults with a crying baby, and he shouldn't have been disturbed.
So I promised you a story time earlier. I was on a 15-hour flight with my 2 children under the age of 12 years old, and we were traveling as a family of 3. Directly behind us was a family of 4, and the father was seated across the aisle, because it was 3 seats. Okay, so a father was seated across the aisle, minding his business. He could have even denied his family members. He was literally having his best life with his headphones on, watching his show. Could not have been bothered to help that woman. I'm assuming his wife or baby mama. We'll just call her mother of the toddler directly behind me. The toddler directly behind me took it upon himself that for the next 15 hours he was going to be kicking the back of my seat. I realized that I wasn't going to be able to cope with that, and that there was no adult supervision that was going to help me out in this situation. So I called the flight attendant for assistance, and main reason for that, I didn't want to make a scene. I didn't want to be recorded. So I decided I'm not going to approach the family. I'm just going to tell flight attendant, hey, they are trained better than I am to handle situations such as such. I explained exactly what was going on, and he proceeded to speak to the mother and let the mother know that the boy was kicking the back of my chair, and the boy was possibly 4 or 5 years old. Flight attendant leaves, mother speaks to son stops for 1 second, resumes his kicking activities. I press the button yet again, flight attendant returns, and I tell him that it is continuing. He speaks again to the mother, and this is what the mother said. It's not his fault that the seat is uncomfortable. It was at that moment that I knew this woman had no intentions of solving the problems I was presently experiencing. So I just simply asked if we could be moved to a different location. Different seats rather, because I was not going to spend 15 hours calling a flight attendant to speak to this family that clearly had no intention of giving adult supervision to their toddler. So the flight attendant confirms that we could move. The only exception is that he was not going to be able to move myself and my children to sit together in the same row, as the flight had already taken off. My children are minors. They were going to split us into 3 separate seats, and that was unacceptable for me. Long story short, they fixed it up, they set us up together, and we flew the rest of the way away from said family. Moral of the story, in that moment of crisis, I realized I didn't want to ever get on the no-fly list. I didn't want to be recorded, or I didn't want to address a parent that I don't know, and I was not sure how she was going to react. So therefore, I opted to speak to the flight attendant, who therefore is better equipped and in a position to speak to random families. And simply, I wanted to avoid drama. I didn't want to be part of any drama. I just wanted to sit comfortably in the seat that I paid for. So why exactly did I share this story? Anger management is a real thing. Mr. So is the baby clearly has self-entitlement issues. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot to unpack. Why was his wife's demeanor? That's something that stood out for me. Her body language tells me she's used to him throwing his toys out the cot. And I mean literally. He's a grown baby, and he's used to getting his way no matter what is happening. And that's why he failed to even recognize his error. He was comparing his emotions to those of a toddler. Unfortunately, the toddler was not pulled off the plane. Unfortunately, the toddler was not escorted by police, and the toddler is not going on a no-fly list. Let's hear your thoughts on how you'd have handled the situation. Keep in mind as well that some people possibly missed their connections. Some people were rushing off somewhere. That's it from us. Thanks for watching. Let's continue the conversation in the comments. Would love to hear from you, your thoughts on flying babies. Should there be separate flights for adult only seating? Should you pay extra for an adult only section. Is that even a possibility? Is that something an there is? No, I do not see any airline that's willing to take that first step. However, if one airline did it, the others would also ensue and do it as well.
Stuck in the past watching videos of us. I have been trying to get rid of your stuff, but voices in my head are telling me to stop. It's all I have left, all I have of you. Thought I was more than